Welcome back, everybody. Here for episode 3, I believe, of Pokemon Gym Manager. Yeah, so not much has changed. I am definitely falling a bit behind on recording to kind of keep my word on the at least one video a week thing. So yeah, definitely a little delayed on that. Just gonna do a quick team recap here. There hasn't really been any change. I think I told you guys about Lauren last time. Yeah, she just has a Slowpoke and Ghastly. And yeah, there's been no other change, so where I stopped last time is just where we're picking up here. No off-screen grinding or anything needed for this game. But I've definitely had to slow down recording in the just over the past week or so. I do still plan to be more or less consistent. At the current trajectory, I think we are still fine to finish this series like mid-June. But at the latest, I'm setting a deadline for myself of like this series won't go past June. So like at the latest, it will at the very least be all recorded and in the process of being edited. By the end of June, like start of July, it won't be this series anymore, unless a new update drops or something for it, which I don't see happening. Anyway, as you might have noticed, I skipped through like all the town business for the first day here. Nothing really new happened. There were some experience. The experience shares were back in the item shop, so I bought a few more. And this is actually an interesting day, which I really enjoyed. Apart from the fact that the game bugged out again, and I had to manually control everything, but that might have become necessary regardless, just because of what kind of challenge this day is. Basically, the challenge is gym leader only. So Brandon, who I was ragging on all of last episode, is the only one who was allowed to battle this time around. Hence why you're seeing this, or you could see it right from that screen. It said gym trainers remaining just one. Yeah, so Brandon has to solo, I think this was 4 trainers in total. Which I actually really like, because it's kind of just another aspect of what do you call it? It's like another layer of challenge. Like, I mentioned it last time how it was... I can't believe that didn't KO it. Okay, well, Barboach got the experience anyway. So yeah, we managed to survive. But it's another layer of challenge, like another incentive for you to actually, move around who is starting. Move around your set of gym trainers, because essentially this game, the way your Pokemon party is normally set up, it's really your gym leader and gym trainers. So yeah, this just incentivizes you to actually use, more of your team, or at the very least the gym leader, considering you're stuck with him as far as I'm aware. So yeah, no, Brandon definitely stepped up. And then here on the second day, the bug got fixed, so it's back to the CPU. Again, nothing particularly eventful happened throughout the town. The only real change is that in the adoption center there was a Togetic, which I put on Kelsey's team. Just because Togekiss, really nice bulk, hits hard, has Serene Grace, so really just good. Its moveset is terrible, so it's not currently usable. Also, if you've watched the previous episodes, some of these battles, apart from like the first day ones, will definitely seem to be sped up more. Basically, because we have more gym trainers, and then I'd say on average for this run, or this week, we definitely encountered more challengers on average. So Yeah, basically, the recording session this time was noticeably longer than the other one. So again, I feel like I don't know. It's one of those things. I would cut it out if it was more repetitive, but in this case, because I like these are different challengers, and the Pokemon battles are going to be the main entertainment aspect of this series. So I think it's better just to speed it up. Yeah, so I decided just to speed up, basically by higher multiplier some of these. Do let me know in the comments if the music is like as sped up to this point is like a little too annoying, because I know it the high pitched aspect of it might end up a little like nails on a chalkboard type thing. So I lowered the volume, and I don't know. As I'm editing this and playing it back, it doesn't seem that bad to me. But you know, everyone has different opinions, and I don't want to. I don't want to cause discomfort for anyone just from this. But yeah, you can see Togetic there in action. So sadly, as you guys may have noticed, yeah, Lauren. Oh gosh, okay, okay, we finally got at least one level up on Lauren. Yeah, Lauren has not been working out too great. Yeah, Lauren is kind of an unfortunate case because Slowpoke and Ghastly, I mean Gengar and Slowbro or Slowking, both really good Pokemon with plenty of uses, and it's I don't know. I don't really want to, you know, take manual control of any trainers unless I absolutely have to. Like again, the game glitches out or something. So I won't do that. But yeah, so far, you know, she's only been here for, I don't know, like 3-4 days. Yeah, Lauren is definitely a candidate to just get fired. I don't know if she's really worth the effort at this point with how things are going, because it's kind of tough just leaving it up to her, and I don't really want to waste an upgrade of leveling up the skill on someone whose team is like going to struggle regardless. You might have noticed there that I did level up the skill for Brandon. At this point, I mean, if even watching the sped up battles, I think you guys will have seen that a lot of my trainers, they just make the weirdest choices. Like it is possible for them to win or at least do better, but they don't even go for like the most effective move, or at least like you know, stab or anything. So yeah, I definitely tried experimenting more with how much the trainer level seems to matter, and it seems to make a pretty big difference. Like Brandon here, definitely more like still makes some weird decisions, but definitely feels like a better player, if that makes sense, after gaining the 2 trainer levels. But yeah, so far none of the days have been, well, like in between the actual battles, nothing too eventful has happened. Hence why I'm just fully cutting them out yet. There's another day where more experience shares were available. At this point, I think I have 6 or 7, so I figured it's best just to you know, move them around, and that'll be enough. This one was tough because again, all the upgrades are good in their own way. I ended up going for the attack just because, again, we are supposed to be a water gym. So, and every trainer has at least one water type Pokemon. So just getting buffs on the water types seems like, or like, yeah, permanent buffs on the water types felt like a good idea. As you can see here, Seviper is still just a monster. Yeah, Michael is still definitely our best employee and best trainer. So there haven't really been any issues there. Also, apart from the Togetic, yeah, throughout this week, the Adoption Center just hasn't really been giving out in terms of Pokemon. I think at this point, well, I mean, okay, like if it's not clear, I'm doing this as a voiceover after the fact, just because, yeah, it's just more straightforward to do it this way. Otherwise, I'd have to worry about how and when I'm speeding up. You know, making sure that when I'm cutting out different aspects of the raw footage, that I'm not stopping myself, or I'm not cutting out, you know, myself speaking in the middle of a sentence and then end up with something that makes no sense at all. So this is just a lot cleaner, and I don't know. I feel like it's less rambling, even though I'm still gonna ramble, but you know, it's slightly more focused rambling, I feel like, than me just trying to trying to like talk and stay focused on like what's happening in the game. In this case, I can provide more of like an overview, which I think works better. And I mean, like basically all of the Pokemon are really good candidates for evolution. I went with this just because, again, if the trainer levels are staying low, as in like, you know, my gym trainers, then just getting them higher stat Pokemon will be the most beneficial thing I can do, I think. In this case, I ended up choosing Togetic because that one only needs a stone, so it can be done at any point, but also I do know that once it evolves, it gets Air Slash, and right now the main issue with Togetic is the fact that its moveset is not good. So if it gets, you know, a solid... I mean, Air Slash isn't even that strong. It's 75, so it's like, yeah, that's worth having, you know. It's not an insignificant amount, but it yeah, you know, it makes a world of difference at this point. Because look, I have Ancient Power, which, I mean, base 5, like just 5 PP. I haven't seen any PP ups in any item shops or anything else yet, so I don't know if that's actually, you know, an aspect of the game or not. So anyway, here I am again trying to get Lauren some levels. Unfortunately, the Slowpoke just fell short of actually getting some levels. I am trying with Lauren just because of the potential, but it's been rough. Kelsey hasn't been as solid as I was hoping, considering she has both, you know, an eventual Charizard and Blastoise. But with the now Togekiss, like, Kelsey is definitely moving up the ranks. But yeah, a lot of what I've seen with the well, I mean, what just happened is a very clear example. Like, Love Disc goes out, Love Disc I think it has Water Pulse at this point. If not Water Pulse, at least Water Gun. It decided to go for Draining Kiss instead. It was against the Larvesta. Actually, let me double check. I'm pretty sure Larvesta is Bug Fire already. Here, let me look. It is Bug Fire. Okay, yeah, so, like, just from the way that, you know, regular Pokemon games are set up, I don't see any reason why it wouldn't default to using Stab at least. But I guess that has something to do with how the trainer levels were decided here. So yeah, most of the issue is like, oh, you know, each Pokemon is going to at least have Stab, and it's like, well, if you don't have anything super effective or neutral, going with Stab is your best choice, or at least going to be one of your better choices, typically. And the trainers just decide to not do that for whatever reason. So I've definitely noticed that does make a... I wouldn't call it a significant difference, but it makes it much less grating. Like, Michael was kind of winning in spite of these issues before I leveled him up as a trainer. I noticed it most significantly with Brandon when he jumped to level 3. It's like, okay, he's actually going for moves now, because another thing I was noticing is they kept going for status moves regardless of whether the effect had already taken place, or whether it's like, okay, your HP keeps getting lower and lower, you should really go on and, well, I mean, even right here, again, 2 or 3 confusions should have done it. That Slowpoke definitely could have won that encounter, but it didn't. The only eventful thing that happened is that Routes was available in the through the Adoption Center. Again, another thing of Gardevoir or Gallade. Both would be really solid. Mostly, I thought that getting Lauren a you know, a Pokemon that was more on par with the levels we are facing would have helped her out. It did slightly, but it's, yeah. Lauren's team is just too weak. So I don't know. Regardless, yeah, I'm definitely buying into the whole raising trainers levels is actually worth it vibe. And then I don't think I've talked about it yet, but the last reward was, or the last upgrade I chose was choosing a random Pokemon. I thought this was just the best opportunity to finally get rid of that level 10 Remoraid that Brandon had. Again, Octillery, I really don't mind. Like, it's not a great Pokemon in terms of usability, but it's perfectly solid. But having 2 of them doesn't really do much for me. Like, they hit decently hard, they don't have all that much bulk, and they're very slow. And then I just felt it would be a waste to, like, put an experience share on that Remoraid when I'm probably going to switch it out anyway, just to not have dupes. So I like having variety. Anyway, what we got was a Chinchou, which is honestly fantastic because, you know, Water Electric. Pretty cool typing. Takes care of one of the key weaknesses for water. In more ways than one, because I checked, and I'm pretty sure it had Lightning Rod. Is that the ability it gets? Whichever the ability is that... I'll just double check if that's the ability it can get. Just a moment here. Volt Absorb, that's the one. Okay, yeah, so... yeah, you know, Volt Absorb and Water Absorb, it gets 2 good, bulky abilities. Again, it's a Pokemon that doesn't hit hard, but it is good for stalling in a way. So this one, again, Yeah, you can see the Chinchou here. I was considering it. The Kabuto, you can see there I did put the experience share on Kabuto because Kabutops isn't great, but it's handy. I mean, again, I don't know how long it's gonna last, but you know, it hits hard. It has good physical defense. Again, I'm really trying with Lauren. This was also kind of where I realized that, like, okay, yeah, those random Pokemon, it seems like you have a higher chance of them being, what do you call it? Them being kind of, them being, the type that goes along with the trainer type. So in this case, Lauren is a Psychic, and she got a Solosis. So I'm pretty sure if I choose that kind of upgrade for her specifically, she's more likely to get a Psychic type, if that makes sense. So like Brandon's a Fisherman, in his case it would most likely be a Water type. In Michael's case, he's a Cue Ball, so I don't know which typing is associated with him the most. I would guess Dark, maybe? This is more just theorizing, though, because I don't have that large a sample to really be able to tell. It's more just based on what I've seen, I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Also, you might have noticed there, Togekiss started using Aura Sphere. The Secret Shop person came back, and this time I decided to buy Aura Sphere, because I had more than enough money to do so. This is also the day that the gym leader comes, if I'm not mistaken. So you can see we're doing a double battle. Remember, double battle being the same day that we face the new gym leader. So there was one other event that just wasn't really that eventful. It was basically just another way to get moves. I'll show it off at the start of the next video, just to give me some, like, just to plan ahead. I'll show it off then. In this case, there was a pretty long time in between this set of battles and the previous ones, just because I tried to do some strategizing and seeing what I have available. But yes, I didn't mention it. The item shop and TM shop both got expansions, so there are more TMs. None, like, they're more like middle of the road moves instead of like the starting type moves. And the item shop, you guys have already seen. It's just there's an extra item on offer now. And yeah, this should be full confirmation, which, like, if you've seen the past 2 episodes, that each gym leader does appear to be the Kanto 8 in their, you know, in their base order. This is gonna get kind of interesting with, who is it, Sabrina and Koga? Because they're the order you take them on is pretty interchangeable. Like, I remember Red and Blue, they gave you a surprising amount of freedom in that regard, where you could you could choose to do, like, certain side quests before actually continuing the gym battles. Anyway, I mentioned it before. I do really like the fact that these gym leaders, they stick to their types, but they have, like, different generations of Pokemon. And that's kind of been the case in some of the mainline games. Like, I remember Heart Gold and Soul Silver, when you face the Kanto gym leaders, and kind of like Gen 4 and 5 when you face, like, when it was usually like post-game, kind of, when you run into, like, older or different generations gym leaders who are just, like, visiting or whatever, they have, like, you know, different teams. This battle's going pretty so-so at the moment. Want to say Metagross should be able to just clean up here. If not... Actually, I just realized. Lieutenant Surge has Aerodactyl, which, I mean, I don't mind him having different types, it doesn't fit the theme. So that's, you know, kind of caught me off guard. Yeah, so the only real issue or downside to this Metagross is the fact that it has mostly special moves at the moment, and it's adamant. I mean, Metagross is a better physical attacker naturally, but it's also adamant, so... So yeah, definitely don't want to build this, you know, specially, but kind of just the cards that have been dealt. Okay. Why go for Magnet Rise here? I don't understand. That kind of goes with that thing. Again, it seems like the lower the trainer level, the more likely they are to go for just the nonsensical play for no real reason. Like in this case, alright, and it is down to Brandon. I think just in terms of having a full team of 6, like, it shouldn't be an issue here, but... Yeah, we'll see. Or actually, no, I have Barboach. So, yeah, these two aren't going to be able to do that much. Oh, that's a lot of damage. But yeah, as I was saying before, the lower the level, you know, the more nonsensical the move. Like, I don't understand, at this point, the CPU should be able to recognize these are the last two Pokemon that Lieutenant Surge has. Neither of them is a ground type, or should be expected to have a ground type move. So it doesn't... There's just no logical reason why the CPU here should assume that, like, oh yeah, need to make sure Metagross can't get hit by any ground type moves here, instead of going for the better play of I should try to get some damage off, because, yeah. Anyway, I digress. So I think I did mention it in one of the previous videos that Mega Evolutions are a thing in this game. Hence you can see the random Mega Stone. Yeah, I figured it was worth the risk just because, you know, eventual Blastoise, eventual Charizard already have a Metagross, and Mega Evolutions are... not all of them are crazy OP, but either way, they are very strong. So you saw it there, we have an Aggronite, so if we can get an Aeron, or, you know, an Aggron, basically, it'll be pretty worth it. I mean, an Aggron would be good regardless, but, yeah. And, okay, with that, we took out an... Oh, okay, I was mistaken. So, maybe I'll show it here. Anyway, yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode. I will catch you guys in the next one. So, anyone who made it this far, thank you for watching, and have a good one.